My name is Robson Limos. I was born and raised in Brazil, in the first state of Brazil, called Bahia. Brazil has the biggest black population beside Africa, and I was raised with this culture. I know I'm not black, and I also know I'm not white. On my birth certificate it says that I am brown. Because I am on the bridge, people define me in different ways by their own cultural perspective. The most important thing is that I know who I am and what I'm fighting for. I arrived in the United States in Boston in 2004, and it was hard to adjust to a new country when I was so young and I didn't speak the language. Learning the language was my first big accomplishment. I completed school studying theater in Brazil, and I started to perform folklore in Boston because it was the best way to express my art. Because of my bullfire, I found Somerville. In 2007, I moved to Somerville. Somerville is a city that not only offers space for artists, but also for immigrants artists, and that's why I have always felt welcome. In 2015, I was invited to attend a culinary course in the city. I started to participate in several events in the city as a chef. I attended several training sessions, and when the kitchen opened, we were ready to join the program. Nibo Kitchen is the first program of its kind in the US. I am an actor, and that is my great passion. My first contact with theater was when I was 13 years old, and it was through a method called Theater of the Oppressed. I discovered that we are all oppressed in some way, and the basic of creation is in the breakdown of oppression. Being an actor to me means to express, create, speak, and use art as form of education. In 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, we had the Black Lives Matter movement, and the mayor of Somerville declared that racism is a public health issue. I identify with this statement because in addition to being an artist and a chef, I also work as a community health worker. I have learned about how racial issues interfere with public health. Using art and education as an instrument of empowerment is a good way to combat racism. My first contact with art history was learning about Greek mythology. And now I want to study about African history, traditions, and mythology. Africa is a continent with 54 nations and a big diversity of people, languages, and traditions. They have more than 3,000 languages. American history, both North and South America, has a lot of influence from Africa. The arrival of Africans in American continents leads to dehumanization. Africans, Americans, and Afro-Brazilians become a community of creation, recreation, and resistance. We cannot think of America without Black history. Capoeira is a system of physical discipline and movement originating among African Brazilians, treated as a martial art and dance form.
Capoeira is a tradition and a game that came to us from people that were slaves. You know, they had everything taken away from them, and they had to find a way to still have freedom inside of themselves, and they created this. It's a really beautiful thing, and it's like an art for creating freedom in your soul.
For the Brazilian community, it's very important, the point of the connection to the culture with the other immigrants in the same situation.
I've been doing capoeira for the past 6 years now. I started capoeira because I loved the fluidity of the movement.
For you to train capoeira, you just need to like it, the music, the energy, and you're gonna become a part of a family.
The first time I saw capoeira, Mestre came to a place kind of like this. It was a room full of people that had never seen the game before. He was walking on his hands, he was singing, he was laughing, all at the same time. And I said, what is this game? This is so amazing. I need to learn this. And you know, all these years later, I'm still in it. It's
unbelievable. It's one word, capoeira.
Now let's warm up the music with drums. As David Ramos said, everything in Africa starts and finishes with a circle. The circle is for people to see each other, to connect with each other, to have the experience as a community.
I'm David Ramos. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. About 15 years I live in Boston. So talk about the Omolu, like Orishas, make me so happy. And I especially do something music and original from the Africa. To me, it's gonna be very nice.
Larada, Loroiku, Larada é como assim, me livra da morte. E porque Omolu, ele é um orixá que ele tem a habilidade da cura. E ele trabalha nos limites entre a vida e a morte.
This is very good. Can you translate, Sofia?
He cures people.
So Omolu is the African god that cures people.
That
heal people.
Curing, of helping. He works in the limit between death and life. Yeah. This text says exactly that. Free me of the death.
Free me of the death.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Eu fiz isso porque é o que todos nós precisamos hoje, é que Omolu nos livre da morte por causa da pandemia que nós vivemos com o coronavírus.
And that's all that we need today. And that's why he did this, because of this pandemic, that's all that we really need to get away from death and just live life.
Amazing. Keep going. It's amazing.
Festa de santo no terreiro de Iaiá, bate o tambor de Jexá, bora pra festa dançar. É festa de santo no terreiro de Iaiá. When I started this project, Edel Holz was the first person I contacted, and she drew elements of African mythology. I was really surprised. She has not only been the Brazilian theater director for more than 15 years, but she's also an excellent visual artist.
Amazing to be a part of it, discovering many subjects that I never dreamt with it. I respect the gods. I think they respected me also during the process because the draws were wonderful. Thank you, Robson.
After all the concept drawing were ready, they were sent to the costume design, who sent his design to the dressmaker.
Hi, my name is Ricardo Rodrigues. I'm a costume designer from Omolu project. I'm Brazilian and follow African religions. I'm feeling so happy to take together my religions and my art to make this great project.
Hi, my name is Enilse O'Connor. It's always a pleasure to make culture projects.
Shrimp. This is my favorite place.
Now it's my turn to create something. I'm going to show how I transform identity in flavor. So today is my action day in this project. I'm gonna show the food. And this food today is about Omolu, is about African roots. I'm gonna introduce first my two wonderful partners that help me with this beautiful dinner with Sloopy. He also works in Nibo Kitchen. And Ricardo, he helped with everything. He helped with the dance, with the capoeira, with the music. He's like the big head with this project. Most of this food, they have a palm oil, and I'm gonna show every single plate. Like this one, Chinchim de galinha, is a chicken with the coconut milk, shrimp, you can see, in a lot of spices. This is omoloku, eggs with the black eyed peas, beans, and shrimp, white rice, white corn, shrimp bobo is a yuca base with a palm oil and shrimp, of course, and coconut milk. This is a caruru. This is okra with peanuts, a lot of spices, and palm oil as well. This is a vatapá. I use this as a salsa for acarajé, which is a peanut sauce with the coconut milk and a lot of spices and shrimp as well. This is the famous acarajé. This is the popcorn, the basic food for Omolu, yellow corn. Farofa de dendê, which is like yuca flour with onions, peppers, and everything. So this is a black beans. And why the corn represents Omolu, Ricardo?
It's a result of the cure of Omolu.
So this is beautiful. Can you bless me? I also want to bless everyone over here.
I think it's absolutely necessary to show other people what our culture is about, what other countries come, and to a country that is so intense with the immigrants, and that's my opinion. I support everything that has to do with cultures and immigrants.
I used to study the capoeira, so I'm kind of used to the African and the Brazilian, and the food is delicious, of course.
We also have some dessert coming. I'm gonna show later, which is a manjar branco.
Exactly.
It's a white corn pistache with some coconut milk, condensed milk, and prunes. It's so delicious. So thank you so much. Now we're gonna celebrate this beautiful project. In the end, we always celebrate with food, with dance, and with love and friends. Thank you, Omolu. Now that we have the music, the costumes, and the story, the artists are going to warm it up.
My name is Zito da Silva. I'm a dancer. I try to find the different movements that each dancer have inside them to transform this for the real African dance.
I feel so powerful that I don't need to lose my identity, my roots.
I'm having the opportunity to show our country here for the North American people. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a great project. Africa just gave a lot for everybody in all sense, music, religion, anything you can think of.
Black culture, Brazilian culture is very connected. I mean, they both have a solid African base, African roots.
Be open, learn about other experiences, learn about other cultures. The world is so big and there are so many beautiful things out there. So let's just learn about each other and respect each other. Thank you. I hope you guys like it.
Now we are ready to show the story of Omolu. Nanã wants to have a son who was of her own flesh. She consulted the oracle. The oracle said to Nanã, "Why did she want to have a child if she was already the mother of all mankind?" And she replied that they were all children of the world and she wants one to call her own. The oracle said to Nanã that she could have the baby, but without blessing. Nanã then got pregnant and had her son. She had a child full of wounds and skin disease and a lot of pain. She regretted having given birth to the child and she abandoned him on the seashore. The child cried loud and strong, and out of the blue sea, a beautiful woman appeared. She was Iemanjá, and she came to see where the crying was coming from. Iemanjá saw the child was full of wounds and exclaimed, "What a beautiful gift I have got." The kid kept crying. Then the breast of Iemanjá began to leak milk and she nursed him until he stopped crying. The child grew up on the seashore under the care of Iemanjá. He wants to know who he was, where he came from, and what his mission was in the world. He asked for his mother's blessing in searching for his identity. Along the way, he saw a man who was laughing loudly and moving very fast. He asked him, "Excuse me, sir, with all due respect, who are you?" And the man replied, "I am the messenger. I am Exu." And then Omolu asked, "Do you know who I am?" Exu replied, "I know who you are, but what you are looking for, you need to find by yourself. I can't help you." Frustrated, the boy continued his search. He found another man who was making some instruments and weapons, and he asked him, "Sir, With all due respect, who are you? The man answered him, I am the warrior who teaches the art of war, and the blacksmith who molds metal into everything possible. I am Ogun. Omolu asked, Do you know who I am? Ogun replied, Yes, I know who you are, but I can't help you. The boy continued with his walk. Arriving in a forest, he heard a man who was chirping like a bird. He asked him, Sir, with all due respect, who are you? The man replied, I am the hunter who hunts with a single arrow. I am Oshosi. Omolu asked, Do you know who I am? He replied, Yes, I know who you are, but continue with your journey. I can't help you. And he continued on his path. Along the way, he saw a beautiful woman who shined like gold and was bathing in the waterfall. He asked her, Miss, with all due respect, who are you? She replied, I am the owner of the womb and all the gold on earth. I am Oshun, and I know what you are looking for, but I can't help you find it. And he continued his path. In the distance, he saw thunders and lightning and a woman in the middle of the storm. He asked her, Miss, with all due respect, who are you? She answered, I am the wind of the storm. I'm the lightning that sets fire to the sky. I am Yansan. Omolu asked, Can you help me? Yansan replied, I have heard about you, but unfortunately, I can't help you. He continued on his way. After a while, he saw a very strong woman holding guns and covering her ears with her hands. He asked her, Miss, with all due respect, who are you? She answered, I am the keeper of the secrets of the heart and of all the women that suffer injustice. I am Oba. Omolu asked, Can you help me? She replied, I can't help you in a situation that only you can do yourself. He continued on his quest. He saw a big man in a castle. From his mouth came the sounds of thunders, and he asked him, Sir, with all due respect, who are you? I am the king. Do you see my crown? I am Shango. Omolu asked, Can you help me? Shango answered, I can't, but you can look for the father. He's the only one who can give you what you need. Omolu kept walking. He was very tired. He arrived at a place that looked like a cloud. It was beautiful and filled his heart with peace. He saw Father Oshala, who called to him. Omolu went to Oshala and bowed down. He said, Father, I have come a long way. I went to the four corners of the world. I brought sicknesses of the body and soul, but I also brought healing. I was loved and hated. I brought death, but I also brought life. But Father, I still don't know who I am. Oshala responded with a smile and took him in his arms. You are my son. You are Omolu. You are the one who has walked in the world, confronting troubles and bringing healing to those in need. You are the land from which everything comes. You are the mud, the path, the metal, the forest. You are where the waterfalls are born, where the winds blow, where the rivers flow, where the stones roll. You are Omolu, the Lord of the earth, the God of the healing.